This video is going to be about what are the best ways to meet women in 2023. If you guys are wondering why you should listen to me, well, I personally went through a crazy transformation myself, going from a shy introvert who was very unsuccessful with women to someone now in 2023 who's had amazing results in relationships with women, has an amazing social circle, and that all came from mastering my social skills and learning these concepts. So the way you guys got to think about it is all of the ways there are to meet women are all ways you can get leads into your funnel for dates. So the most common ways spoke about in the industry is day game, night game, and online. Day game is when you go out and approach women during the day. Typically, guys in the industry say this is a way to meet more wholesome women who aren't out partying and clubbing, which are generally lower quality women, not in terms of their internal value, but in terms of ideal partners for relationships. And typically, you would do day game somewhere like a mall or a park, or just walking around, running errands on your day-to-day life. I personally think day game is extremely important for guys to learn, just because I feel like there's so many circumstances where you're going to be out and about and you're going to see a girl that you like or who you're interested in, and if you haven't built those skills up in the past and had periods of immersion, when you've practiced breaking that fear of rejection and learned the skill of being able to start a conversation and have an engaging conversation with a stranger, I just feel like you're selling yourself short as a man a little bit, because that's something ideally every man should be able to do. Night game is when you go out during the night and you approach girls. This is typically at bars, at clubs, or anywhere where there's alcohol involved. This is probably the most common way guys who've dabbled with game have probably done it, and I definitely think this is important as well, because it allows you to get a lot of volume in speaking to girls, and it teaches you how to be more fun. In day game, you can get away with having a more boring and platonic conversation, but night game really challenges you in that aspect because you have to be fun. And a lot of guys say day game's better than night game because during the day you're gonna meet these angel girls who have never had a drink in their life and never go to clubs. But generally, I found a lot of the girls that you meet during the day are similar to the girls that you meet at night. I think guys need to get rid of this mentality that some girls are angelic and have never done anything wrong in their past in their lives. That's way too idealistic in 2023, and I think the guys who think that really need to understand female nature a little bit more. Overall, I think night game is also important just because it allows you to get that volume in, and ideally you want to be doing this without any alcohol, because a lot of times guys can just use alcohol to get rid of that anxiety and fear of rejection, but that's not really what's going to improve you when it comes to learning the skill. And lastly, there's online, which includes Instagram as well as Tinder and Bumble and all the other apps. I'd say in 2023 this is the most ROI effective way of meeting girls, but I would say by just focusing on this way alone, you're not really building up that social skill that you need to learn as a man. And also, you may get some dates, but you're gonna have bottlenecks if you haven't spent enough time speaking to girls. An easier way to get that time under your belt of speaking to girls is by having periods of immersion where you're just doing day game and night game. Also, online game requires you to have some understanding of social media. If you're not focusing on social media, you're really not optimizing your online game. And you also gotta have a bit of understanding about how texting dynamics work. So there's other skills you need to learn there as well. So after speaking about all three, which one would I recommend? Well, to be honest with you, I would recommend all of them. Each of them have their pros and their cons. The best way to get more leads is by having different ways of outreach, which means you have to be doing day game, night game, and online. And if this is something you want to take seriously and get good at fast, why wouldn't you be doing all three? These days, I personally focus on online the most, just because dating isn't really my priority right now, and I get ample results with online alone, especially when I'm traveling. But I've had periods in my life where I only focused on day game, and I've only focused on night game and done no online, and those experiences I had during that time is what allowed me to really excel with online when it came to dates specifically. And that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments below or send me a DM on Instagram. And if this is something that you want to take to the next level and get a personal mentorship with, then feel free to hit the link in my description to my Calendly link, where you can book a 30-minute call with me and we can discuss how to get you to the next level within the next 1 to 3 months. And apart from that, guys, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.